It was cool because there's still so many things in Seattle that are filmed, like Sleepless in Seattle. Like we could have done that.
And he's like, "What did you just say? Don't you? No.
Maybe
Shut
We're not doing the movie tour, Jen.
Shut up, Jen. Shut your dirty mouth.
Recorded live from Studio 12A in sunny Phoenix, Arizona. You're listening to the Josh and Friends Podcast.
Thank you for tuning in to the Josh and Friends Podcast. I am your host. My name is Josh. And this week, the show welcomes back Andy and Jen. And we'll be discussing our recent adventures up to Seattle a few weeks ago. Everything from our yearly Friends get-together to our rock tour location adventures and a road trip down to Oregon to see the Goonies House and other filming locations. So let's get this party started and help me welcome back to the program Mr. Andy Matlock and Jen Young. All right. We have Jen and Andy. How you guys doing?
Peachy.
Oh, awesome.
He's peachy. He's peachy. All right.
It is.
All right.
It is the end of dry January.
Oh,
Woo!
did you participate in Dry January? Wait,
No, I did.
Oh.
I didn't. I didn't.
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, we were with you in January.
I
was
recall-
like, we were drinking.
Yeah, I recall drinking pretty much every day. Yeah.
Basically every
for
day.
7
But
days.
but I'm gonna celebrate with the little gift that our cousin's husband Art gave us. So
Really?
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll start off with a drink here.
All right, let's start.
Jen, you got a little Dr. Pepper glass. I got the Rolling Stones glass here.
Wait,
Andy?
hold on. I gotta breathe out or breathe in and then breathe out,
Breathe
right?
in and then, yeah.
Sounds like a Bush song.
Yeah.
There we go.
That really works.
Fantastic.
That really
Yeah, it
works.
does.
I'm,
It
ter-
works
I'm a
with
terrible
bourbon, too.
I'm a terrible shot taker, but that really works.
It works with bourbon, too.
So do
Yeah.
you guys want to explain what you're talking about?
Oh.
When you take a
Liquor.
shot, you inhale
You
and then
inhale.
take the shot and then blow out all that fumes of the alcohol fumes. That's what gets you.
It's an old trick. It's an old trick. And it actually works.
I just started doing it, and I'm like, oh man, I could have been an alcoholic if I knew this trick.
Right?
But good thing,
It's like, man,
I have
all these
like
years?
usually
Yeah.
hate
Oh,
shots.
goodness.
So
Yeah. All these years.
Does anybody really like shots?
I mean,
Except Eric. Let's be honest.
he probably doesn't even like.
right. Eric loves shots. What's your buddy loves shots? Who's your buddy that always wants to do shots?
Max.
Oh yeah, Max. Max always wants to do shots. He's like, you guys want to do some shots? It was like, oh,
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't
no.
drink beer, so he's always like, I'm drinking beers, and then he's like, let's take another shot, and I'm like, you're not drinking beer though, like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
While you're doing beers in between the shots,
Yeah.
he's just doing the shots. Yeah.
Yep.
So I thought that I'd have you guys on because
We're amazing.
a few weeks ago, we Jen and I visited Seattle and did the Seattle, Oregon trip there, and we did the sequel to the Seattle Rock Tour.
Oh
And
gosh.
Andy was excited for that. Andy was excited for
He was
that.
excited for this one. Last one, he wasn't too excited.
Yeah, because it was his one day off that he's gonna take us around. But
I mean, we got to hang out with family too, so it wasn't just us
yeah,
out there driving around or having Andy drive us around.
yeah, it was pretty good though. It was fun because it
was fun.
it's
It
fun,
was really
that-
fun.
because we were visiting a lot of spots that we'd never even seen. Andy and I were like, I've never been here.
Yeah. Like a tourist in our own town, man. Like,
Yeah.
But that's
Like,
what it
what-
is, though. Like,
where is this?
you don't actually go to the places that you live. So in San Diego,
Yeah.
people are like, don't you always go there? And it's like, no, because I live here. Like, I
Yeah.
don't go. It's like the beach. No, I don't always go to the beach because I
Yeah.
live here.
I know. It's
So,
like, it's like everything gets kind of old, or not that exciting when you're there, So
Yeah. You're like, it's
Yeah.
there. I can go tomorrow.
yeah.
So there's stories from all of this, and I thought that we would tell some of these because I'm not gonna. When I made the last video, it's basically just showing the places.
Yeah.
And there's a story behind these. There's lots of stories within these places that we visited. So I thought we'd bring them up, and not all of them. I'd skip through some of them, but
Sure.
it started when we got back, and we came back on a specific day because it was Mom's birthday.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And we went to Jack's barbecue, which is
man.
fantastic, by the way.
So good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Very good.
And then we went back, and Mom's like, I gotta make you guys some dessert drinks.
They're called grasshoppers.
Whatever. And how'd that go, Jen?
Oh goodness, poor Tina. She, they were really good. She just, she was so excited to show us and make us these drinks, and she's pouring our martini glasses, and it's in a big blender, and you don't realize that the blade is not going to come out because you're just pouring and you don't think to take it out. And next thing you know, there's blood all over the counter, and she's got a bloody thumb. And we were like, oh my God. Everybody was like,
she's like, oh God, this looks pretty deep.
She goes,
I go,
yeah.
That looks like stitches. Dude.
Andy's like straight to the sink. He's running underwater. It's like just gushing.
So that was day one.
Yeah.
Mom is off to the emergency room to get how many stitches?
4.
4 stitches.
Yeah.
Stitches.
Oh man.
On her birthday.
On her birthday.
She felt so bad. She's like, oh my God, I ruined everything.
Yeah. I kept telling her, I was like, it is a birthday you will never forget.
It's true.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I got video, like literally
of us clinking.
30 seconds after, or like before this happened.
Right before.
I was like, hey, Mom, I got a video of this right before.
We got the good part. We got the good part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a weird Shark brand blender, and it's got this weird crazy
I had the same one.
blender
I had
thing.
The same one.
It's like a murder weapon inside, and it just falls out. Like it just sits in there. It doesn't like screw in or
I think they have like big warnings on it, like big giant.
I'm sure they do on the box, but like don't cut yourself. But your mom's just helping us have drinks. Like she didn't even think about it.
Speaking of Max, his brother seriously almost cut his finger off on one of those things, like the same kind of thing. I think he was getting it off a shelf and it fell, and the piece fell out. It was the same kind of like real sharp piece like that. It's like, geez, man, you gotta be careful with these kitchen appliances.
I mean, the grasshopper drinks were amazing because it was like,
it's like almost all ice cream.
It's ice cream and like mint liqueurs and chocolate liqueurs, and I was like, oh my God, this is so good.
And a drop of blood.
Yeah, and I was like,
that's the best part.
I know.
If you're a vampire.
Oh God, your poor mom. And then she was like, I have to make them for you again. And we're like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
We're like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
They were delicious.
So the next day, we went to the Rock Pizza, which I'm always excited to go to.
I was excited.
Except this time,
womp, womp, womp.
This time I was not very impressed. I mean, the pizza was still good. Pizza still tasted the same.
Pizza was okay. I've had better, but
the whole point of that place, Andy, is always like the decor is like really super cool. Like
it was like guitars
and
albums and all kinds.
Yeah, they always have like big rock albums hanging up everywhere. I remember always going to the bathrooms. It was either the urinals were like black or they were red or something.
Yeah.
And I walk in there, I was like, what? It's like a gas station in here now. Like, what happened?
Why would they change the bathrooms? Like,
what?
Like, that's so ridiculous. Like, I don't get it.
And then we went to, then I went to sit down, and it just everything is like gone. I was like, what is going on here? I was trying to figure out like why would they make a bar less cool?
Well, I remember when Andy was like, do you want to go here or do you want to go here? And he's like, this place has records and albums all over.
Yeah.
I
was like, Jen's gonna love this place.
Like,
all those were gone.
And I walked in and I literally forgot that was supposed to be the decor. So when we walked in, I was like, all right, we're just at this pizza place. I totally forgot that there were supposed to be albums.
It's still like cool, but it's not what it was. Like like, it's just weird. Like they just removed all the stuff that was in there. I don't know what the deal is with that. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Who knows? So maybe it's getting stolen or who knows.
And we walked over to the Top Pot
Donuts. Oh my God,
man!
It's like heaven in your mouth.
That what were the two top donuts at that place?
You got the Bavarian cream. Like a Boston cream, like that one was so good.
Ridiculous.
But no, Andy and I got like a double chocolate one.
Yeah,
Oh
chocolate.
my God. It was so good.
Those are probably the best donuts we had. Like,
oh yeah. It beat the other donut place.
For some reason, we had like all these donut places that we went to. And I was like, I don't usually even go to donut places, but
I love donuts. That's literally my weakness. Because remember, didn't we go to the Top Pot one downtown when we came last time?
Yeah.
So, but that one was like
that was up in Seattle, Capitol Hill.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this place, it was yummy. I just like how Andy and I went both for the same donut. We're like, how about this one?
Yeah, I have video of you guys going, oh my God, look at that one. Oh, look at that one. It's crazy.
So good.
We went to the antique store after that. The kind of like the
one that we like stumbled upon in Maple Valley.
Yeah, it was in Maple Valley, Andy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we were like, oh, there's an upstairs. And I went upstairs and I was like, there's just tons of albums.
Like, how many do you think there were?
Thousands.
But Josh is like starting to go through them, and then Andy and I were like, all right.
Yeah, no. I started to go through them, and I go, wait a minute, what am I doing? Like, how am I going to take these home?
I can't take them home.
And then Andy, what did it say? It said like, what is this, like $4 or $4 unless otherwise marked?
Yes.
And the otherwise marked is always more expensive.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I finally found a good album that I don't have. $18. I was like,
yeah.
That place was really cool though, because it was like one of those places where if you were doing a movie or a TV show, like you could totally go there and
like
get all of that stuff.
A movie prop place.
Like they had all like the gas station shell signs, like Bob Big Boy, like it was crazy.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
I should have taken video at that place. I didn't take any video.
Cool stuff, but you got to have some money to buy some stuff.
They were collectors. You could tell that they wanted to make money at that place. Which whatever.
And it was so crammed in. Like there was so much stuff to look at. You were just like, I can't even look at all of it.
Yeah.
It was
cool. Very cool store though.
Yeah.
Later that night was the meetup, the friends meetup, or as I like to call it, the Eras tour. Yeah. It was weird because like I had all these like different like eras of like when I used to hang out with people. like Riddle and 351 and Sean and John and like Sean, and then like Lee and like the high school guys, the college guys, the post college guys, and
then there's Andy and Jen. I'm just kidding.
Andy and Jen. Yeah.
They're like, let's go play some pool.
Me and you. I know, let's go play some games.
So loud in and we made the mistake of like we were like, oh,
we're the newest era, Jen.
Yeah. We are. We're the best.
Oh. So it's always fun to meet up with everyone.
It was fun. It wasn't a bigger crowd. It wasn't a big crowd like last time because that had been a long time since you'd been back. So they had already seen you. But it was a fun crowd. I met Alani, and she was great.
Yep.
She was fun. Just trying to show her how to play darts was freaking hilarious.
Oh, man.
That was awesome. She would just throw it and then it would just fall, and I'm like, how does that even happen? Like, how do you like? And then I go and do it, and I
put some velocity in.
Yeah, and then I do it, and I get a freaking bullseye, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, I'm not that great at darts. Yeah, I'm not.
That was amazing.
Promise. I know. It's been funny.
I think then
I did it again, and I was like, oh my God, I'm done. Sorry, guys.
I think my favorite is when the two homeless guys walk in, Ryan and Murr. I look at Jen like the next day was like. She goes, someone said like the two homeless guys, and I go, oh, that was me. Yeah, I said the two homeless guys. Like they look like homeless guys, like just big old scruffy beards, and they're just like.
I love that Ryan wore his chubby what is it, chubby chaser?
Yeah, so that's the
shirt. Like what was
that's the old chubby chaser that Lee made.
Yeah, I love that he wore that,
and Lee gave it to Ryan, and Ryan wore it for.
And I love that he still has it.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the going out shirt.
Yeah.
And you don't know what the going out shirt is, but his wife, that was the first thing that went.
Told me. Yeah, you told me about that one. Poor Ryan.
There were some animals that we got to visit there. Sparky.
Yeah, that was really cool. Like the little squirrel, he just comes up and takes the peanut from your fingers.
Yep, he's highly trained.
But then at the end, he like wasn't there anymore. It was another squirrel, and he wouldn't take it.
I like how Jen goes, that's not Sparky. That is not Sparky. That is an imposter. And I'm like,
is not it?
Whoa.
He's not getting the peanuts out of my hand.
I'm like, it just looks like a squirrel to me. And she goes, no, that is not him. I'm like, calm down.
Sparky had like he has like a system. Like he went to other areas around the backyard, and like he would go to the front, and then he would and then somehow ended up one of the squirrels was eating the peanuts in the chair. So it's like you have all these peanut shells all over the chair and underneath the chair, and you're
they're
like,
quite messy
too. Yeah, they are messy. Yeah. It was cool though.
Did you like seeing Death Kitty?
I always love seeing Death Kitty.
So
There she is right now.
Death Kitty, like that's pretty much the extent of Death Kitty.
Exactly.
Like,
Well, no, and Andy's
sits right there these days.
if I go in and like say something, Andy's like, I think Death Kitty likes the vibrations of
the male
voice. So like Death Kitty be like, I gotta get up. Death Kitty's like, Death Kitty's getting old. She's like, oh Jesus, like, it's like
Josh would
somebody's talking.
Like, oh, let me come over. She'd like just hobble all over, and then I walk in there and she just stares at me.
Oh, this is getting. Andy's like,
it's okay.
What does Andy say? He's like, yeah, Death Kitty's getting maybe near the end.
Oh.
I'm like,
yeah, she's moving a little slower, but she's still kicking.
there. You know, it's because it's like hibernation right now.
Yeah.
When it's warm outside, she will go outside.
She's gonna go outside and start hunting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's gonna find all those squirrels and be like, no, I'm just kidding.
oh gosh,
Oh.
they're all fattened up. Thanks, guys.
Oh wow.
She's like, thank you.
Wow. So yeah, then we took a day off. We were like, okay, we need to relax from the Eras tour.
The Sunday was great because we were all literally just lounging, like every single one of us. Your mom, your dad, Andy, like,
and that came in handy because the next day,
Oh gosh,
was the start.
The next day was the Seattle Rock Tour.
Yep.
And boy, you couldn't have asked for better weather for that, Andy, right?
Yeah, I mean it really matched the ambiance of the rock
Totally.
tour.
It's dark,
of the Seattle
it's
rock tour.
gloomy, it's rainy. Like there was nobody out in our way during that day. Like usually, like if you do it in the summer, it's like, oh, let me wait for this person to walk by, or let me see if we can find parking. Oh no, everything was clear.
Yeah.
we
Granted,
didn't have any problems.
it was on a Monday. Everybody was at work. Like it wasn't
Yep.
like a weekend where people were out exploring, checking things out.
It's
So I mean, it
perfect.
was beneficial for us too. But yeah, it was kind of nice. I just love that when Andy, like you're taking video and I'm trying not to be in the video, and like Andy takes a video of me trying to hide from the video. And he's just laughing.
I wonder how many times Andy saw that before he finally said, "You know what? I got to get one of these."
Yeah, I got to get a little video of this.
I gotta get one of these.
This is what I'm watching all day.
Jen just like scooting behind Josh. Like
I think that the rule of 3 is perfect because you have the driver, right? And if we needed to go in somewhere, like when we went to one of the bars, right? Andy's like, I could just sit here, and if a cop tells me to move along, I'm like, all right, and just like go around the block
come
and
back,
you know, and you don't have to pay for parking or worry about getting towed or anything like that. So I think that the rule of 3 on a rock tour. Listen, nobody in their right mind is doing a crazy rock tour like this.
So
I mean, how
those
many
of
places
you that are planning a rock tour,
do it in 3.
Yeah, I mean, look, how many? Well, a normal person would pick a few of these and just go. You know, not I don't know how many of these did we go to?
We went to so many, but you know what I think too is I think if someone were to do what Josh did, they would look at the building and be like, fuck it, I don't want to take video because it's not like a vacant building anymore. Like, or it's a vacant building and there's nobody in it. There's nothing happening, right? So they would just be like, oh, forget it.
Yeah.
But Josh is like, no, I'm taking the video.
Well, yeah, well, that's part of it because like people don't know what they're looking at.
Yeah.
You know, people are walking by stuff and they're like, I have no idea what is the significance of that piece of crap bar.
And I'm sure people were watching us like as Josh was videoing, like, why are these people taking all this video?
Yep,
they're
don't
like,
care.
He must be a real estate investor or something.
Is this a terrorist? Like, is he mapping out some sort of plot to take out
I don't know. These days, there's so many people recording things. Like, it's probably not that weird, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the coolest places that we did get to see was Volunteer Park.
Yeah.
That was a really cool place.
Yeah,
that was
cool.
nuts.
Never been
like,
there.
You know, I've heard about it a million times. I've seen people take pictures there. I've never been there. And, you know, the famous, you know, what's funny is, you know, that circle, the black sun, they call it, the sculpture.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason I went there. They said it may have been an inspiration to Chris Cornell for Black Hole Sun.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like if you look at pictures online of that sculpture, if you look in the middle on a clear day, you see the Space Needle with the buildings around. But all we saw was
clouds.
nothing.
Yeah, we saw clouds.
We saw rain.
Fog, clouds, it was the rain. So yeah, and then that building they had. What was the
water tower?
Man, that was crazy.
That was awesome. I just love how we were going up to it, and then Josh was like, "All right, let's go, Jen," and Jen's not there anymore. Jen's walking inside.
Yeah. Oh, and he's like, "I guess we're going up." Oh, it goes all the way up. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
That was cool, and also probably really cool on a clear day.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, because you could probably get a really great view from way up there. But
360-degree view. It's really cool up there.
Yeah. We were just getting. Well, look at you can see the houses right here.
Yeah,
you can
see the houses 100 yards away.
Yeah, you can see the rest of the park over here. Yeah.
But it was perfect. The weather was perfect.
It was.
It actually was. You know,
the weather was perfect for
what we were doing.
Yeah.
I think Kerry Park too. That place was freezing.
Yeah.
Kerry Park.
It was so cold up there.
Yeah, it was cold.
Like,
that's a great lookout.
You know, when I read about that place, it's funny because that's the most photographed place in Seattle.
Well, yeah, it's got a great view.
It's crazy.
It's got everything you need.
But if you read about that place, they're like, hey, listen, you need to get there pretty early because parking is a nightmare.
Not for us.
We're like, and we literally had every single parking spot available to us.
And we parked all far because we didn't know.
It was like the one time, it was like the one time I'm like, okay, I know where it's at, and I'm going to park short instead of driving to the place and then driving past it and finding parking. And then I'm like, we walk up and I'm like, there's nobody here.
Nobody.
And he goes, right when we got there, he's like, I'm going to go get the car. That was awesome. Yeah, that was funny. But then we saw we headed up to Fremont, and that's where we found that mall. Like, how does anybody find that little Fremont vintage mall?
Yeah, that place was amazing. Andy, I wish you would have gone in with us. That place
it was awesome.
Was huge and had so much stuff.
It was really cool.
I mean, again, really expensive. But I mean, just everything from like old clothes.
But it's not like it's not like your standard like thrift store.
No, it was like full on vintage. Yeah. Like they had old Playboys. I mean, I kind of wanted to go through those. Like old
for the
matchbooks.
articles.
Yeah, totally.
Great articles.
Not
Great
for the boobs. No,
yeah.
So like old matchbooks, you know, like a ton of matchbooks, which people I'm assuming don't give anymore. Like
that's like a bygone era.
So it's
What about those, really cool. Those shoes?
Those shoes were pretty cool.
The shoes are pretty cool. Yeah.
Those shoes were pretty cool. It's too bad they weren't my size, but they were also like $125.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. Yeah, and of course that's one of those times where, Andy, I don't know this area as far as like, you know, parking and how strict they are, and it's kind of like hard to park in this area, and it's all busy and
it was like the main intersection of Fremont. Like it was like I don't know where I could park around here, but I found some spot, but I was like, I'm gonna stay.
But we did get to go see the troll.
Yes, we didn't get to do that last time.
Yeah, I mean, Andy, I've been there before. I never took pictures there.
I don't think I ever actually went to the troll.
It's in a bunch of movies, right? Like, you know, it's like it's nothing special. It's just a
weird
troll under a bridge.
Weird troll under a bridge. Yeah. But it was cool too, because like it looked like it had just gotten like re-landscaped because it had like a whole bunch of new foliage in the back.
Yeah, they
on the
definitely
side.
did some new work or new steps, I think, around it. So it looks good.
So after the troll, then we went down into the city, and that's where we hit up the Mecca Cafe.
Oh, the Mecca Cafe and Bar.
Yeah. And that was the one where I was like, okay, I'm just going to get out real quick. I'm going to take some video. But like this one, you have to go inside. But I'm like, I don't want to go inside. Is this like a diner? Like it says like it's like a diner. Like
it's like a
cafe.
Cafe and bar. So it was like cafe and then Mecca and then bar. So like
I think I go back and I'm like, I think I need to go in. I go, Jen, you want to go in with me? And she goes, I guess. And I was like, all right. Like I mean, I don't want to walk in there and like
by yourself. You're like, hey, can I take video?
So we walk in and like Andy, it's like one guy at the like the diner section, right? And he's like, hey guys. And I'm like, oh hey. And then in the other side, it splits off. It goes into the left-hand side. And then the left-hand side, there's the bartender, and then there's some dude sitting at the end of the bar. And I was like, okay, all right, we need to go in there because specifically this guy online said that is where Andrew Wood sat in the back, and that's where he used to chill out, and drink beers and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, we're going to go in there. And I'm glad I did, because that's where I was like, okay, I couldn't envision this before. Now I can.
Well, and it wasn't very big. It was so split with the wall down the middle. So it was like right cafe, left bar. So it was like, you could tell, like, if that place got busy, like, you're like trying to squeeze in.
Yeah. And
like, it was cool though. I'd never seen anything like that.
And then the guy at the end of the bar, Andy, he was like, I go, yeah, we're kind of like doing like a Seattle rock tour kind of deal. And the guy at the end of the bar is like, where's it go to the Central? I was the head chef there for 20 years. And I was like, first off, did you say chef?
Yeah.
Central? It's
Wait,
like
I thought all they had was
dude.
like potato chips or.
Yeah. Fucking Central. That's great. This guy's like lost teeth and shit, and like
drinking shots of Jaeger.
I mean, and it's like
in the middle of the day.
It's like 11:30.
Like,
he's like,
it was early. It was early.
Like, ugh. Gross. So we got that shot. We
had a beer.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I think because of lunch, I was so full. I was like, oh my God, I can't even drink this beer right now. And I remember sending a picture to Andy. I'm like, where's Andy? I was like, I need him to drink my beer.
Yeah. I was like, come on. I
had to down it.
You want me to help you with this? She's like, no, I got it. She's like, I'm like, geez. She finally slams it, Andy. And I'm like, woo! And I'm like doing it like it's like a Friday night and like there's a crowd of people. No, it's just me and the bartender. And the bartender's like, he's just looking over like, what's going on over here? Anyway.
It was cool.
The best part, though, was when I went to the 5 Point Cafe, which here's the difference between these two bars, Andy.
That's the one you went into alone.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Yes. So I went into this bar because like that's actually probably a more famous bar, right? Everyone in Seattle would go to that bar because it's really cheap drinks. So
yeah. And it's kind of more like down towards like
it's right across
the Space Needle and stuff, right? Like,
it's right by the Space Needle, yeah. So the other one is kind of like, they're both kind of like by the Space Needle. Like the Mecca is
right by the Dicks.
Right by Dick's, yeah.
And Queen Anne, bottom of Queen Anne, is that what that one is?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So the other one is on the other side of the Space Needle.
Yeah.
But that one, okay, here's the difference, okay? So the Mecca, we went in, we got 2 beers, $20 or $21 or something like that. I was like,
jeez.
Holy crap. And I was like,
I don't even remember, what did we have? I don't know.
What kind of fancy beers did you have? Like,
it was just a regular beer.
That's probably why I couldn't drink it.
Some tab was like, we didn't get any, like, whatever. So, Andy, I go into the other bar.
Seattle, man.
Andy, I go into the other bar. Packed.
Yeah.
Packed. I was like, what the hell? Because they have cheap beers, right? It's cheap. It's like the one place is like that has cheap beers that's in downtown Seattle, right?
Yeah, I think I told you this. I got like a shot and a beer there one time for like $5. They had like a $5 special.
That's what they're known for. Yep. And they're probably grandfathered in as far as like, they're the real estate. Because it's right. I mean, you can't get better real estate than that place. It's like right there.
Yeah. Yeah. They probably get a lot of business.
Yeah. So I knew you guys were waiting on the car, and I'm like, shit. I walk in, the guy goes, yeah, so the bartender will be right with you. Take a seat. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, oh, shit. They think I'm going to stay here to drink. Oh, fuck.
So he's like, I can't have a beer at all these places.
I'm like, damn it. So like, and you guys are waiting out, and it's like raining and shit. And I'm like, all right. So like, I took a quick like, pan, and then I'm like, took a sip of the water. And I'm like, all right, out of here. I just like, whoop, I'm out.
Like that guy must have just wanted. He must have just been thirsty and wanted some drinking water.
A sip of water.
These homeless people, like, man.
Yeah.
Right. These homeless people.
That poor soul. Yeah. So we headed over to the pier after that, and that's where Jen was right next to me, and I'm doing the thing, and Jen's like ducking down and shit. And it was funny.
Andy did it with me too, though, because we were both behind and we were both doing it.
Yeah, but that's where we got to see the real world.
Yeah, that was cool.
This is the true story
of 7 people
picked to live on a pier, work together,
107.7 the end,
have their lives taped to find out what happened
when people stop being polite.
Start getting real.
The real world.
Seattle.
And it was gated off, obviously, during the taping of that.
Yeah.
But now you can just walk
all
right down.
the way down.
And we walked all the way down to the back where there's the, what is it, like a bar? Or
yeah,
like some
bar,
sort of
like a restaurant or something. Yeah. And then you could see like people, they worked right there too. So when we'd walk by, I was all trying to get their attention. So I'd be like, hey, but they weren't looking.
Mom's like, we used to go down there in the 70s and get all fucked up.
Yeah, is that what you said?
I shouldn't say that. But she did say that.
She used to go down there.
We used to go down there back in the day.
Didn't she say to go dancing or something? I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Dancing.
Yeah. So that was kind of fun. I think Jen's favorite place was trying to find the OK apartments.
Oh God. And like Andy's like trying to follow us. So he's like getting closer and then he sees
you
us
have
walking,
arrived.
and we're like, where is it?
Don't you love the locations things on these?
I know.
Yeah.
On the Google Maps.
What? And it was like, oh, it's another block. What?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't even make sense.
And it was right there. So it was like we found it, and of course there's there's bums just hanging out outside.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah, that one.
Oh, there's someone literally doing crack right here.
Oh yeah, I saw a lot of it waiting for you guys. Like there was a lot of drug deals and a lot of drug use, but actually, we were driving around not the greatest parts of Seattle to give Seattle a little credit. But it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be down there. I think Portland was worse than Seattle.
Yeah,
it was the best I've seen it in years. Which is saying a lot because
I guess we didn't go too much Soto or where some of those homeless encampments, but I don't know. They're still out there.
We're not searching those out. But no, I mean, if you're down in places where, we're driving down the main streets of Seattle. So, maybe they're just clearing that out.
Or maybe we're getting used to it.
No, because we'll touch on the stuff later coming up
all right.
in a bit. But Andy pulled a audible on us, and he is like, you know what? Because Jen kept saying, I want to go to the cum wall and see Pete Carroll.
Is that what I sound like? I sound like a frightened mom.
I want to see Pete Carroll.
I was like, I really want to see it.
And he's like, dude, we're right next to it. Like, we're right here.
Andy surprised me.
I was we took the back way.
It was awesome. And I had to pee so bad.
Oh. Yeah,
like so bad.
And there's nowhere to go in Seattle because everything's locked up. Or
that's another problem of trying to just drive around Seattle and not frequent places. Is that you have to try to figure out places to pee.
Yeah. So that was cool because he took us the back way and we went up the alley and then took a picture and video and then came back down and that was cool.
Jen was on a mission for that one too. She was like,
well, because Andy was waiting, so I was like, let's go. And part of it's just because I really had to pee, like really bad. I mean, I had that beer and then I was just like, oh God.
Yep.
One of my favorite parts was the next one on the list was the African Museum.
Oh.
The Northwest African Museum.
Oh, yeah.
And Andy's like, where is this? He goes, oh, is it, we're going to the Hendricks Park. And I go, there's a Hendricks Park? And he goes, oh, shit.
Andy's like, God damn it.
I'm like adding stops. I'm like,
but you know what though? He would have seen it anyway because he would have seen it and then he would have taken videos.
It was
so
right. You couldn't miss it. It's like literally on the same property.
Exactly. I think my favorite part from that park was when Andy and I were walking and he saw a white rock.
Uh-oh.
And he thought it was a rock.
Yeah.
And
it looked like a rock.
He's like, well, that was shit.
I'm like, oh, it's squishy. That's not a rock. Damn it.
Dude,
it's the weirdest looking poop I've ever seen.
It was white.
It was
He's
round,
like, oh, that's a cool rock.
and it had speckles in it.
Shit.
Like it looked like a white speckled rock.
It was just gross. He's like wiping his fingers in the grass. Oh God.
Were you able to get some of the hand sanitizer afterwards?
I think
no. I just used the grass. The grass has water on it, and
there you go.
That does the trick.
Okay, all right.
And then I gave you guys a donut with that hand.
It's not like he squished it long enough to embed in his head.
Yeah, I just yep, that's not a rock.
Oh,
that was funny. That was a cool place.
It was trying to find some of these places too. It's it's not like people have a video like I've already made. I'm trying to do this for the first time. So when we're trying to find some of these places, Andy, we go up to the Rainier Brewery, And I'm like taking video, and I'm like,
Oh yeah, this is
not
place.
this is not matching up. And he's like, it says. It's like, this is it. This is the Rainier Brewery.
I think it literally says the old Rainier Brewery on it,
does.
and that's what you're looking for. But you were looking for the original, which is south,
right,
like a couple miles.
Yeah,
but it's
like
I was like
1.8 miles away or something like that.
It's like right in Georgetown, and right where all those other breweries are. And I was like, I've never seen this built, and I didn't know what it was. Like, so that's,
remember we were going to
scrap.
We were going to scrap the last couple on the list too because
it started getting dark.
Like, it's starting to get dark. We're never going to make it. But they're all right next to each other. They're like across the street. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
So that worked out great.
Yeah, and then when we came back to the truck, we're like, Andy, guess what? We're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
Oh, thank God.
And he's like,
all right, we're like, we're going to have for dinner.
Oh.
Yeah. God. Yeah.
And then the next day.
No, wait, was it the next day that we went to? Okay, so the next day, then we went to visit the Kurt Cobain. So he was originally in Aberdeen, and then he moved up to he's inching his way to Seattle. So he's like, and then he goes up to Olympia, and that's where he had his like house apartment or whatever. And that was all right, you know. I mean, it's just a house.
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh, look at this. This is where Kurt Cobain. Like, but it is like kind of significant because that's where he apparently wrote a ton of his songs, including "Smells Like Teen Spirit." So that's kind of cool to see that. But then we moved on. We went down to Aberdeen, and this is where it kind of like we turned the trip into. Well, if we're gonna be going, because we were originally like, let's. Jen's like, "Ooh, what's this Astoria place?" Or was it Astoria that she saw, or Cannon Beach?
I think it was when I was at your house a few weeks ago or whatever. We were watching Goonies.
That's right.
And I think that's what got the whole thing started.
Yeah,
hey, we should go to Cannon Beach.
We should go to Cannon Beach, and then Josh is like, and I was like, I'm gonna look to see how long it's gonna take us to get there, and I was like, it's only taking 3. Oh,
whoa. Whoa, that was amazing.
That was crazy.
I can't ever, mine doesn't ever do anything.
That was so weird.
Andy, are you on an Apple?
Not right now.
Is it because I put my thumbs up?
Yep.
But it doesn't work on my freaking apples either.
So, that was weird. Anyway, no, so I was like, it's only going to take 3 hours and 30 minutes to get there. So I'm like, we're going.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, you know
and
what?
And then Josh is like, oh, I have an agenda.
Well, no, because like, remember,
I got some stops on the way.
Well, remember, I was originally like going to say like, you know what, maybe like we won't get all crazy this time. But then when Jen said that, I was like, oh, we can actually hit up some spots on the way there because Aberdeen is on the way and the Kurt Cobain house is on the way.
Of course. It was fun though. It was a fun little road trip. We stayed in a really cool hotel in Seaside. Like, it was really cool. It's just
always it's always funny to me. You know, I've been to Aberdeen a couple times, you know, probably a handful of times, right?
Places a shit.
And it is just so depressing. And you get it when you go down to Aberdeen. And if you drive around that town, Andy, are you doing another shot over here?
Wait, what's she doing?
No.
Where's Eric?
Yeah, I gotta keep up with Eric's last pod.
Yeah. Oh God.
I know. I'm like, where's our shot?
I don't think you could keep up with Eric's last pod.
My drink's almost gone.
All right, here you go. Let's do it again.
I'm almost done.
Oh man. All right, there he goes. Look at that.
Dude, that works, man.
Yeah, it does.
That's amazing.
It does work. Anyway, so we decided, like, well, when Jen was like, we're going to Cannon Beach, I was like,
that's right.
Well, then I'm gonna add the part 2 tour to the list here, and we'll do that. We'll just add it in. And he's like, oh great, we can't just enjoy ourselves and like have a good time.
I thought we were on the Seattle Rock tour.
Right? Not the Astoria
Goonie tour.
We turned it into the Goonies tour.
Goonies / obscure other movies.
A short circuit.
Yeah.
And
obscure.
Cop.
Which is funny because, okay, this is another thing. All these places are right next to each other.
Oh, they were.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So like but anyway, let me go back here for a second. Aberdeen. Yes. Holy depressing place. There's nothing to do there. It is remember Andy's like saying, because Andy, Andy's done a lot of painting in his days, and he's just looking at the houses and he goes, every house here needs a paint job, except for, of course, the famous Kurt Cobain childhood house.
which is remarkably nice and redone.
Yeah.
But God damn, man, what a yikes!
It was
that
a dump.
town.
It was a dump.
No wonder. And can you imagine being like a guy that's like, an overly emotional dude like Kurt Cobain living in a logging town? Like, it's just, oh man, I can't even imagine. I mean, we visited the park that's like dedicated.
Yeah, and talk about a fucking
by the way, hilarious that the town that Kurt Cobain hated, they've embraced. They're like, you know what?
They like
he's from here.
him.
We've embraced Kurt Cobain. He loved it. He loved it here. He drew inspiration from all these songs.
It probably helps them understand and why they want to stay.
Yeah,
why would you want to stay there?
Yeah.
That park was a little sad. Like, it was just run down and just graffiti everywhere.
I mean, you could see why he hung out there, though. It's the only place to go.
The bridge was cool until I saw the Visqueen and the tent. I'm like, we're out, Andy. Let's go.
Yep.
Well, every town has them. Yeah.
Yep.
My favorite was the tree stump with all the little things on it.
Yeah.
What about the air guitar?
That's good. Oh, the air guitar.
I like the air. Jim's like, I'm so confused by the air guitar.
I had an air moment.
That you did.
I was like, I don't understand what you want me to do. Then Andy just, Andy showed me, and then I got it. I'm not really a blonde, guys, but sometimes.
Yeah, and we went over that awesome bridge. Was it the Astoria Bridge? Is that what it's called?
Oh my God, that thing was amazing. He said it was,
cool.
4 miles?
Yeah.
That was great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Wild.
Yeah.
But the Goonies House, you guys had never been to the Goonies House.
No.
You had gone before,
No,
right?
I had gone before, but remember when I had gone there, the horrible owner was there. And he was a dick. And he tried to he hated people come to visit it. And I'm like, I always said, if you have a famous house, dude,
don't buy it.
This is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Make money out of it.
Yeah.
Make money because people are going to want to visit it. And if people are going to want to visit it, guess what? You can make a lot of money.
No crap.
So just don't fight it. That dipshit ended up selling it and leaving it, thank Christ. And guess who bought it? Now people that are my age that have money, these are the people that are buying these houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the house right down the street from the Goonies house, which was the Short Circuit house. This guy was obsessed with Short Circuit.
Ali Sheedy, Steve Gutenberg, and number 5.
Beautiful.
Short Circuit.
I am alive. Disassemble. Dead. Hey, slow down. No disassemble.
Remember we stopped by and I was
Talk
like,
about obscure movie.
I go, I'm going to hop out of the car. I'm going to take a quick video. And the guy comes out of the house and he goes, hey man. And I was like, ooh, sorry. And he goes, you want to come inside and take some better pictures? And I was like, whoa, oh, okay. So I open up the gate.
Andy and I were in the car and we're like, is he coming back?
I'm all doing this interview with this guy, the Short Circuit guy.
We can't see Josh, but then Andy's like, I can hear him talking.
I think I hear him talking to somebody.
I can hear him.
Yeah, we were just out on his deck, and I'm like, God, this is an amazing view of the bridge.
Oh, it really is a cool view.
Yeah, I just wish you had gone inside because he had all that stuff from Short Circuit. That would be a cool thing to go inside.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was expecting people to come over, so it was probably but. Yeah, he does the smart thing.
That was even cool. He even let you in,
I know.
Yeah, but he does the smart thing where he does Airbnb. So not only is it a pretty cool house because it's, it looks amazing.
Yeah, the
view is amazing. But it's the Short Circuit house. So if you are a fan of Short Circuit, he's like, not a lot of people come out here. Not a lot of people know about this place. So he probably got excited that someone was videotaping this house.
I'm a fan of Ali Sheedy.
Yeah. In 1986 or whatever it was.
Bummer. Oh man.
But it's funny.
Sheedy.
One of my favorite quote from the entire trip came right after I went to visit that guy because I was like, hey man, Andy, can I get some hand sanitizer? And I was like, yeah. get some hand sanitizer. And I'm like, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I shook his hand. I don't, who knows? Like, and he was like, yeah, he was probably aggressively jerking off before you shook his hand. I was like, Jesus.
And then wow. Josh puts a couple more squirts on.
Just pumping it on his hands. Like, oh god, that was funny.
Oh, I was like laughing for like 5 minutes after that. That was great. He's aggressively jerking off. Yeah,
he did look a little disheveled.
Oh, yeah, he totally looked like he just woke out of bed. He's like, oh god, someone's outside.
Oh gosh.
No, funny. So there was, what's funny is the kindergarten cop school is right next to the Goonies house.
Yeah, it's like right down the road.
There.
It was like right down the road. Yeah.
And we're driving by it, and I go, "Wait, hey, this is one of the locations." They're like, "What are you talking about?" And I go, "No, this is like on the."
And I'm like, wait, Josh, wait, we got to go in order here. We got to go in order. Getting ahead of ourselves.
It all mapped out.
We did have it mapped out, even though we went to a house twice, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
hey,
yeah.
That wasn't that. If that's the worst thing that happened, then that wasn't.
Yeah,
bad.
we basically just went like a small circle. Yeah.
We're like, oh wait, we already went here.
Yeah.
Now we did go to the Ecola State Park, and that was my favorite. I think that was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That was where Jen went crazy. Jen went nuts.
That's where Jen almost got us all killed.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Hey, listen, I mean, we all survived. It was just fantastic that, now.
What is you can't have fun without an adventure. Like, we went on
it was awesome.
Adventure.
Here's the problem.
It was so fun.
Here's the problem. It was constantly raining, and they had a bunch of spots roped off. So what did? We went around the way and then up where it was roped off.
You know what?
We went the back way.
We had our own Goonies adventure.
Yes, and all I kept thinking of was, Romancing the Stone, where like they fall in that slide.
Yet they were still following me.
Except this slide was like a giant cliff, like 400 feet below us.
Yeah, and crashing into the ocean.
And I was like, oh, Andy, what did you say? You said you saw like the trail, but like there was only the walkway because of it was the concrete, and everything else was
because it had big landslides.
You could tell there was like landslides going all over on the side of that cliff, and I was like, oh, we should probably not be.
Yeah, the trail we were on diminished quickly, and it was we quickly realized that we were standing like on a slide area, and we're like,
we're totally going to see this on the news one of these days. We're going to see this on the news.
It was cool though, like just going up to those vantage points of the view, like the views were amazing, even if it was like foggy and rainy, and it was so cool.
It made it better for Goonies pictures, that's for sure, I think.
Yeah, because it looked like what it looked like in the movie.
Yeah.
It was like kind of like it was kind of dusk, and it was kind of a rainy day.
Most people that are going there are probably going in there in the summer. Right.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure. So you're like getting all these. Hey, this is where the Goonies was, and I was like, it looks a lot more gloomy and dark in the Goonies movie.
Yeah.
I like how you guys were literally freaking out that I was on the tree. It's time to get down.
Jen,
it's time to get down.
If Josh shows the picture, then everybody else will understand.
Oh, I'm showing the picture.
I showed the picture to everybody at work, and I'm like, look at this cool tree.
Did you show them what you saw below the tree?
Yeah.
I mean, it made for a great picture, but
right?
It's a fantastic picture.
And then we saw that bald eagle, which I've never seen a bald eagle before, so that was really cool. And it was like circling around. That was really awesome. I'd never seen one before.
Yeah, there's a reason why that place is. I mean, it's a famous.
Yeah.
It's a famous park.
Well, and obviously the area we were in was the area that was roped off where normal people go. But, we went through the woods.
And then remember, so we went down around to Cannon Beach and then Haystack Rock, right?
That was cool.
And then you could look up and see where all the landslides were. And the one spot that wasn't landslid yet was right where we were. And I was like, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, we were right next to a major slide. I've looked at it on the map. I've looked at it on the maps, and and I actually started looking up some stuff. I was like, has there anybody like been make major landslides there? And they're like, obviously there has.
It's a very popular spot for visitors for hiking and scenic ocean views. Well, Amy Fraser is live near the park with a closer look at the damage out there.
Well, just up the road here is a known active landslide. With all the rain we've been having out here at the coast, they've also discovered some landslide-related problems below the road on the Crescent Beach Trail. Trees have uprooted and some of the trail is gone, dropping to the beach below. Reporting live at Cannon Beach, Amy Fraser, KOIN 6 News.
There used to be, as you walk out from and you go towards like where you can see the Cannon Beach. There used to be a big like thing that you could go out and stand on, like a observation deck.
Oh, okay.
And it's since slid away and gone.
Holy crap.
And that's where the line was. I was like, oh my gosh! I was looking at old pictures and old videos and stuff.
That's crazy.
Of it.
Wow.
And there was a story recently where a dog fell off that cliff and they had to go recover the dog down below. And I'm like, oh my gosh!
This morning, the Coast Guard rescued a dog after it fell off of a cliff along the Oregon coast. It was all caught on camera. Look at this video. The U.S. Coast Guard posted this video to X saying a dog fell off of a cliff in this area at Ecola State Park yesterday. They sent a rescue swimmer who was able to get the dog into the basket so they could pull up the animal. A helicopter flew the pup up to the parking lot to reunite the animal with its owners.
Wow.
So it's a dangerous
place.
You
guys, we survived. We survived.
And I also saw another person that pushed somebody off.
Oh, I remember you saying that.
I was like,
how did I say that? Didn't you tell us that?
I mean,
horrible.
did they live? Or?
I don't think so.
Because that's a long ways down.
Yeah, it was a very long ways down. But getting into Cannon Beach was a lot of fun. Like just getting to Ecola Park on that road, like that was cool because we were like, where the hell are we
you're essentially driving through a rainforest. To get there.
It was so cool.
Remember, we just kept talking about. I wonder how many tractors have to come in through
to
here,
fix the trees
every
that
week.
fall. Yeah,
just couple of weeks before we were there, they said the road was blocked and because of a tree. So.
Wow.
I mean, just think if we went there and like we might not even been able to go because of who knows.
Yeah.
So we got lucky.
Yeah. It was really cool. Like
we got lucky a lot of times on that trip.
Yeah.
Hey, Jen. We survived.
I like how that's her. She's like, I mean, we survived.
We have something to
Jen's
talk about
running
all the
up.
time.
She's like running up like a little dog, like, hey, no, come back.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh. It was fun. But
anyway.
Cannon Beach was really great just to walk on the beach. The water was freezing, but being from San Diego, you do not walk on the beach with shoes on. You have to get shoes on.
And being from Seattle, we do. So
I know. And I'm like, I had to walk with no shoes and
I like how she's like, in San Diego, like Eddie, in Mexico, people don't walk around with their shoes on.
It was great though, just walking up. And then it was cool because like the water looked like it was deep in that one section, but it wasn't. It was just
that was
really cool.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the water
Jen was gonna be like on an island by herself.
Yeah, right? Jen was really playing with nature on this trip. She's like, you know what? That looks like a pool. It looks like
and it was because the water
coming in.
The water was coming up.
Yeah.
I
think I'm good. She's like, I think I'm gonna risk it. I think I'm just gonna. You know what?
I can hear Josh be
She's
like,
YOLO.
Jen, let's go, Jen, and I'm like, what?
You only live once.
We do.
Well, especially you could live longer. If I don't know.
We're all sitting here right now talking about it.
I think that's her answer to everything. Yeah. She's like, it
was a good time.
Yeah. All right. So then we went back to the hotel.
Yes.
The
Seaside.
inn at Seaside.
That was a pretty cool place.
It was funny because this is hilarious. I love that Jen realized that each level was colored.
Yeah, so
it was color coordinated, and I was like, "This is perfect." You were hammered. You're like,
"Yeah,
wait a minute, we're not on level blue.
Yeah.
We're on orange."
So we took the elevator, and the only reason I realized that is because when we were leaving or coming to get breakfast downstairs, we got stuck on the third floor, and I was like, "Wait a minute!" I was like, "This isn't our colors." I was like, "I don't what?" And I'm like, "Where are we?"
I think they're doing that more and more because the big apartment building that I painted last, they did that too. They had different color schemes on each level, and I'm like, that's smart.
It's kind of smart.
I get it.
Yeah, because you get out and you're like, it instantly is like, wait, this isn't right. You just know because of the color. It just doesn't seem right. Yeah.
Yeah, we do that at work. So our floors 1 through 4, they are different themes.
That's
like we have
smart.
like a horse theme, or we have like a flower theme, and then we have like an old 50s Audrey Hepburn theme.
Wow.
So it's like we have themes
Gotcha.
for all these floors. So,
That's
That's pretty cool.
visuals for residents,
One of the coolest things in that town
was the bar.
was the bar.
I just love it because you
that-
guys are like, it's a movie theater. And
It's
I'm
like
a movie theater.
It's like a brewery, right? Like
Yeah.
So
It was
wait,
a brewery.
yeah.
real quick. So we were there on a Tuesday night? We were there on a Tuesday night, and we're like, let's go out and get crazy. Let's get wild.
Let's go to the bar.
It's like pouring rain,
like-
and there's off season at a resort town. We walked down. There's like literally
nobody,
not one person in any bar.
It's
like half the bars
local.
are shut down early.
It's
And I was like,
locals
oh.
night.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, well,
I'm like, we get to the end, and I'm like, what about this place?
No, we saw one dude walk in, or two guys walk into this place, and we're like,
a movie theater. They walked into a movie theater.
I'm like, it's not a movie. I'm like, it says brewery.
yeah, and I was like, wait a minute, what is this? We get closer, and we're like, oh my god, it's a bar. It's like now playing, and it says like,
it was really cool.
Has like other menu and stuff like that, and we're like, what? Let's check this out. So we walk in. It was awesome, like
so awesome,
awesome bar. Like
they were playing Mario Brothers or whatever on the movie theater.
The new Mario Brother movie.
Yeah.
What an awesome idea, because like when did they say that theater it was sat
the lady
dormant?
said it sat dormant for 29 years.
Yeah.
And in 2018 they renovated it, gutted it out, and then just kept some stuff and then made it into a bar, like a brewery. Which is crazy.
Did we figure out like when that bar or when that movie theater originated? Like
no.
How old it was? Because you could tell you could tell they completely gutted it, because like all the chairs were all, new and stuff like that. But it was just awesome. Like the way that they put that together. It was really cool.
40s, 50s.
They should start
there.
doing that with all of the movie theaters, because
dude, that was so
those
cool.
old school ones, not like the big movie theaters, but like
just a one screen movie theater.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was very cool to just sit and have some drinks, and it's a very cool atmosphere.
Yeah.
Very awesome.
That, and then like just they kept the popcorn machine, which was kind of cool, and like you went upstairs and they had all the brewery. What are those?
Yeah, the stills or whatever.
Yeah, the stills. Like they were all upstairs, and they were it was really cool.
Awesome place. Yeah. So we got back, and I was like, Jen's like, what should let's get some.
Josh was like half hammered, so he's like,
well, no, and I was like, I was in Goonies mode still, right? So I'm like,
he had a flight, and Andy and I had beer, like one beer.
Jen's like, I mean, we could get pizza, and I go, oh, Domino's. It has to be because of Chunk. We need to get Domino's. And she's like, okay, calm down, Jesus Christ, fuck. We'll get Domino's.
I was like, okay.
I'm like, no, you don't understand. We have to get Domino's for Chunk.
I'm like, okay. So then I ordered pizza. I ordered Domino's, and they delivered it right to our hotel.
Yeah,
That's
it was
cool.
delicious too.
It was pretty good, huh?
It was. Maybe because I was really hungry and drunk.
Yeah, Josh was really drunk at that point.
Jen should have been really drunk, but she wasn't. Jen was, and then Jen left all.
I had to keep care.
Jen left all her alcohol there, Andy. She left our booze there.
I didn't mean to.
Damn it!
Yeah,
I know. What was that? The Bowie beer.
Bowie. Yep.
Bowie.
Oh, that restaurant that we had. That
oh
brewery?
my god,
that was
restaurant
amazing.
brewery was so good.
Like
it was
a lot
the
of
Astoria Brewing Company. Like,
there was
that place was amazing.
We ate at a lot of places. That was probably my
the
top.
Best,
yeah.
the best chicken sandwich I have ever had.
Great beers.
It was very good.
Oh my god, everything.
Cool scenery. Yeah, it was a cool place. Cool place.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Cool people.
I'd want to go back to just that place.
We got to visit with Lee and Jewel at their place.
We did. That was great. I love the house.
That house is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. It's very retro, which I like.
Yeah.
It was nice to just have like a sit down conversation and just like hang out and just talk.
We got to show them Scorchy.
Scorchy.
It's been a running joke with Andy and I for like years. Like, oh, Scorchy. And then Lee got really into Scorchy. He's like, man, I love. He's like, good news, everybody. Guess what I just found on YouTube? Scorchy, the full movie. And I'm like, all right, let's not get crazy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because basically, what it was Scorchy. It's like this old. When did they come out? Like the
60s
or 70s?
70s.
Yeah.
Anyway, like
there.
someone did the like filming locations of these movies, and they did a shot for shot with this movie called Scorchy in Seattle. It's like in downtown Seattle, and like
there's
it's
tons
so
of
cool.
scenes in Seattle.
It was pretty cool.
It's like a
watching
you get to
chase
scene all through Seattle.
Yeah.
You get to see like what's still there and what is
what's
completely gone and changed. It's
Yeah.
like really fascinating to see.
That was cool.
I love that stuff. I love when people like are that good at finding stuff like that and posting that.
That
That's
just probably took like a ton of time.
Ridiculous.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
But yeah, it was good to hang out with Jewel and Lee. I really enjoy hanging out with them. I wish we could have stayed longer.
I did, one of the conversations that I did like having was when we talk about Goonies and how we did that Goonies tour, it's interesting talking to people because certain people do not get Goonies, right? And I was like saying, I was listening to Adam Carolla talk about this years ago, and he goes, it's just, you have to be a certain age. No,
totally.
Cause he goes, Goonies means nothing to me. And then I said that to Jewel, and Jewel's like, yeah, it doesn't. She's like, I didn't get it. And I'm like, that makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Cause we were right in that window.
Yeah.
And then Andy is right on the cusp.
Yeah.
Well, he had no choice. He was with me, so he's watching.
I'm older because I was hanging out with Josh all the time. So
you were actually
just
Josh's
watching
age.
older stuff.
He's like, hey, what are we watching today? We're watching Goonies. He's like, didn't we just see it? Yes, we did.
Aw, poor little Andy.
But yeah. So it is interesting because I had this conversation a while back about that show, Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
And I watch it. I'm like, it's okay, but it's because it's I was too old for it.
We missed it. I didn't even watch it.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it either.
But but that show is a huge deal.
But you know what I did watch back in the day was Punky Brewster. That was my show.
What about the Wonder Years?
I didn't really watch a lot of the Wonder Years.
I watched the Wonder Years with
I was more Punky and Saved by the Bell.
Silver Spoons.
Silver Spoons, yeah. I watched Eight is Enough.
8 is Enough. Did you watch Facts of Life?
I did watch Facts of Life.
You take the good, you take the bad. All right.
They don't make shows like that anymore. Now they're all just kind of...
Nobody's watching those. Even if they did make them,
no
one's going to watch it.
That's true.
Just saying. Andy, one of the things that I had you do was help me locate the KGRG air check tapes from Dad.
Yeah.
And Dad, he has these tapes that are just sitting in the garage, just sitting there gathering dust. And I'm like, wait a minute. He has these old, really cool tapes. And I was like, but I didn't, you know what? I forgot how awesome they really were. Because these suckers are time capsules.
They're amazing.
Every single person that I've showed them to has been like, whoa, dude, these are amazing. First off, because Dad sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But he's also talking about crazy awesome stuff that's happening. That we're listening to bands that were just on the cusp of becoming huge, like the Chili Peppers and Nirvana and Soundgarden and Screaming Trees. All these bands that were just about to break.
Just being played heavily on college rock stations.
Yeah. So that's fun. He's like, hey, coming up, we have blah, blah, blah coming up. I'm like, whoa.
Currently, it's 47 degrees at KGRG with brand new Nirvana, 89.9 FM KGRG. Aye, laddies, that's the men they couldn't hang. The Lion and the Unicorn. 89.9 FM, KGRG, 8:55 at Today's Rock. I'm Lee Michaels, and I guess you haven't heard yet, Evander Holyfield knocked out Buster Douglas in the third round in Las Vegas tonight. And that's too bad, Buster, too bad. Don't forget to join KGRG this Saturday for our Halloween costume contest at the Lewis and Clark Theaters. The fun will start in the lobby at 9 o'clock with a live broadcast until midnight. Don't forget to show up in your costume for the huge costume contest. Screaming Trees on Today's Rock. This is brand new by them, called Uncle Anesthesia. 89.9 FM, KGRG. Today's Rock. Music coming up this hour. Ocean Blue, some Jane's Addiction, the Soup Dragons, Hot House Flowers, The Alarm, and this, Temple of the Dog. Brand new music from them, Pushing Forward Back. KGRG, Today's Rock. Jane's Addiction for you now. Been caught stealing. 89.9 FM, KGRG.
I just love how little Andy was on it. He was so cute.
Under the boardwalk, boardwalk.
Hi, this is Andy, and you're listening to Rick Denny on KGRG's Generation of Gold.
He went away, and you hung around. And then your mom, she sounded so sultry.
When I need some color in my life, I listen to the blues, Tuesday nights from 10 to 12, with Lee Michaels on 89.9 FM, KGRG.
Just to have him is
doing little promos. Like,
yeah, I thought that was so cute.
Hi,
this is Andy.
There's one of me and Neil back in the day, and we are just fucking around. I wish Dad, I don't know if he still has these. I was kind of looking for those too.
Yeah.
And he's just getting so angry at us because we're like, he goes, because back in the day, you had to it was a process to record. So he'd be like, okay, you guys ready? I have it all queued up. You guys ready? And we're like, yeah. And then like, seconds before that, we're like, all right, let's fuck with them.
Oh God.
And we're like, 14 or whatever. And he goes, okay, so this time we're the Flintstones. And he goes, all right, you guys ready? We're like, okay. He's like, hi, I'm Fred. And I'm Barney. And he's like, go. And like, he just stopped it. He's like, and like, he's just doing shit like that,
That's awesome.
And I was like, oh man, does he have these anywhere? I don't know if he does, but it'd be hilarious to have him. Even if he just had the last final one where it's like, hi, I'm Neil and I'm Josh and we're listening to KGRD.
It's cool that he still has those because sometimes they don't need it and they don't just throw them away or whatever. But it's cool that he still had it.
So
that was really cool.
And I found we found some old reel to reels.
Yeah.
And he's like, I remember Andy. I asked him. I go, hey Dad, do you have any of those reel to reels? Or no? Do you have any of those old? Do you have any other old tapes? And he goes, if I did, they were on reel to reel. And I go, oh, like where are they? And he goes, threw them out. And I go, what? What do you mean? He goes, what are you going to do with them? I go, what do you mean what are you going to do with them? And he was like, they're all real. Do you have a reel to reel? And I go, no, but people get paid to record those and digitally transfer them. And he goes,
yeah.
Let me see what I could do. And then he pulls it. He comes in with a stack of reel to reels. And I'm like, what the hell?
He's like,
why would you say that? So anyway, there's a couple of those tapes that I recovered and was able to salvage, and they sound fantastic. So
sound amazing.
Want to hear some of those? They're awesome time capsules of the Seattle area.
I'm Lee Michaels, KGRG.
Yeah. And it plays like little snippets of the songs, going into the songs, coming out of the songs, like talking about like Evander Holyfield and Buster Douglas.
Yeah, that was funny. I think my favorite clip is when he was talking about himself and he was like, he's handsome. That's my favorite clip.
Oh my God, that was the best thing ever.
Like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing.
Yeah, you're like, oh, who's he going to introduce? It's going to be some other DJ.
It's Lee Michaels.
He's like,
he's hip, he's hot, he's now. You've read about him, seen him in the movies. Women want to meet him. Independent, aloof, self-centered, but still charming. It's Lee Michaels with you for another 3 hours of alternative rock and roll. Music you can't hear anywhere else. Music like Flaming Lips, The Screaming Trees, Nirvana, The Charlatans UK, and River City People. All coming up this hour on KGRG 89.9 FM, Green River Community College.
That was great.
That was really good.
Oh my God. I was like, what?
That was my favorite part of that.
I wonder if Mom's heard that. It is so great.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's so funny. Yeah.
If not, I mean, you have it, so you can just send it to her.
Yeah. Anything else that we did that you guys want to like? Anything notable that like stood out? Because like it was a listen. Every time we go back now, it's like just a packed trip full of like massive things, and there's so much that we did, and it seems like we were there for like 3 weeks, but we were only there for. I felt
like I was there for
like 10 days or something like
we
that.
got there Friday afternoon, right? So by the time like I feel like we did stuff the first 2 days, which we really didn't, but it felt like we did. Like I was like, it's only Saturday. I'm like, I feel like I've been here for 3 days already. But no, it was a great trip. I loved all the rain. I know I'm crazy, but I love it when it's all cloudy and gloomy and all wet out.
You got the true Seattle experience.
I know, I loved it.
You got it like full on. Like that's usually kind of like what it's like. It's like, kind of like dark gray clouds.
Light rain, pretty much all the time.
Yep.
You know, it's not too heavy, but it was,
Really, like when we were walking up in U District, and we're just like walking. I was like, oh, this is like not right down the street. It's like really far down here.
And then just driving back home from Oregon and trying to find the snow, but there wasn't any. It was all dirty snow, and Andy was like, "We're gonna go this way." But
I tried to take the route that would give us snow, and
Jen has still never seen snow fall from the air.
I have not
from the sky. She's still not seen that.
Shocker.
I mean, San Diego girl over here. Yeah.
Next time.
I know.
You know, if I could somehow transport Jen into that movie Hot Tub Time Machine.
I love that movie.
And take her to the slopes in 1985 or whatever.
Oh my God, how fun would that be?
That's awesome.
It was cool because there's still so many things in Seattle that are filmed, like Sleepless in Seattle. Like we could have done that.
Andy's like, what did you just say? Don't you? No.
Maybe
we're not doing the movie tour, Jen.
Shut up, Jen. Shut your dirty mouth.
Oh God, you're dirty, filthy.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
To round out the donut trip that you guys did, we went to Voodoo Donuts.
Yes,
that's right.
Thank you. I wanted to talk about that.
That place, wow.
Okay, so there's several. There's like 3 Voodoo Donuts in like Portland. I think there was.
There's
right.
Maybe more.
Maybe more.
There's a lot. There's probably a lot more.
But I was like, I want to go to the original. I'm always about going to the original. And
that place.
Holy shit.
That was maybe not the best idea to go to the original.
Oh, God.
to have like you walking up and a security guard from the inside lets you in. Like, that's a sign.
Dude.
Yeah, you could tell it was a poor neighborhood. I mean, like a poor.
I mean,
we're
the whole area.
We're in downtown Portland, and there is. I mean, you want to talk about home? Like that area made Seattle look like Beverly Hills. It was wild. I mean, because like I said, Seattle, it didn't look bad to me. Seattle looked pretty good. I mean, look, we saw an occasional crackhead. Sure. We saw some prostitutes. We saw, some bums. And
it's a major city. It's always going to be there.
What?
Like,
yeah. But, boy, that Portland area, that was like, are we able to leave our, anyway, I was like, let's take our alcohol out of the cooler and put it in the back. Cause I've had, bums, which by the way, if I was a bum, I'd do that too.
Heck yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like what's in this cooler? Can I eat
if
anything?
If I was drunk at a concert or something. No, I'm just.
No.
Hey, what's in
we
here?
got our donuts.
Yeah.
I mean, we all picked 2 donuts each and we brought them home to share with mom and dad. And I was not impressed.
It's more of a.
It's novelty.
It's more of a novelty.
Yeah, of course.
They have all these.
We waited like a day to eat them. So
that's true too.
That's true.
That definitely hurt. That definitely hurt them. But still.
I also waited
weird.
I think I waited the next day to eat that one donut from what's it called, Top Hot, and it was
still
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
good. I was like,
well, again,
geez.
I think the Voodoo Donuts, it is a novelty donut because they create such weird donuts, like the Chronic. What was that one that you had? Like the
Maple Blazer Blunt.
So
stupid.
And it was a terrible donut. Like,
and they didn't have the one that I wanted. Oh, Kitty.
Oh, Kitty. Hey, Kitty, what's going on over there?
Well, where is she? Oh. I'm like, I didn't even see
Kitty's
her.
like, it's been a long day of sleeping.
She's like, is this pod done yet?
Look at how fat Kitty is. Oh yeah, you guys kept saying I was fat shaming Kitty.
You were.
On the trip.
Poor Kitty.
I'm like,
she just wanted to come say hi.
I'm like, I mean, Kitty is, Kitty's.
Look at her. I love it. She's like in frame.
Packed on a few pounds since I last saw Kitty. I mean, it wasn't.
She's like, hi. This is amazing.
Oh, this is awesome.
We have a guest star here.
This is Death Kitty. Kitty, would you like to say hi?
Yeah. So what was the donut?
Wants to be close to
what was
Andy.
the donut that you were trying to find and they didn't have?
I wanted to have the cock and balls donut. Like I was like, and it had like a cream filling, and I was like, oh, I am so gonna get that.
That is the most Jen donut I have ever heard.
I'm gonna enjoy this donut, but they didn't have it.
They didn't have it.
Oh, Jen.
No, but their apple fritter was actually pretty good. Their apple fritter was probably like
Yeah.
this. It was huge.
Yeah.
It took up most of the box.
Next time I'm gonna have to take you guys to Legendary Donuts, which they make just giant monstrosities of donuts. Like it's like
I'm listening, Andy. I'm listening.
They're pretty good. So we'll have to.
I do love donuts.
I still like. Listen, one of the best apple. This is the weirdest thing ever, but the best apple fritter I've ever had. And I know that a lot of these places get donuts sent to them, so I don't know where it came from, but it was at. When you're going towards 167 on 15th and there's the AM/PM.
Yeah.
It was a blueberry apple fritter.
Ooh.
And this is, we're talking like 25 years ago or something.
Oh, okay.
20 years ago, maybe. And I go, and I was like, you know what? Like, I never buy, like, why would you buy a donut from a gas station? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, so I went in there, I was like, these actually look really good.
And usually they don't.
And I was like, I'm going to get it. And I was like, oh my God. Where? Who sends them these donuts? Like,
yeah,
it was crazy.
Every once in a while, gas stations got decent donuts, but for the most part, they're old and crappy.
I will say though, Voodoo Donuts, when she gave us those free blueberry ones, those were, I think, the best tasting ones from Voodoo Donuts. Like, were the blueberry cake ones. Like, that one was so good.
They're probably like, we know you actually want to eat a donut, so here's actually a good one, and the rest are just novelty donuts. Like,
I'm just going back.
They're like,
Bye,
here,
Katie.
we better give them the real one.
Yeah. Bye, Katie.
All right. Well, that was a nice cameo right there. Thank you, Kitty. All right. Any
that
last?
was actually kind of amazing.
Any last comments? Anything else you guys like to add to the trip here? It was a good trip. It was a good Seattle Rock Tour trip. I'm gonna put like the little button to click if you want to watch the first Rock Tour, because it's gonna be kind of like that, So if you haven't seen the first Rock Tour, that's kind of what we were working on, a sequel to the second Rock Tour, which Andy, I want to thank you again for being the chauffeur.
I know.
On this trip
the whole time.
We didn't even drive at all.
We didn't drive at all.
We didn't drive at all.
It was so weird.
So yeah.
And I drove Mom to the hospital.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. This guy comes in handy, man.
I know.
Handy Andy. There you go.
It was a great trip. I had a lot of fun. It was different. I feel like it was different than the first trip, only because we had Andy the whole time and we didn't have him the whole time because he was still
full
working,
Andy.
so.
Yeah.
Full Andy.
Yeah. So it was cool. It was cool to have like us three like do all of that together. And just
now,
have
were we
laughs.
more
And
the
then
Three Stooges or the Three Musketeers?
The Three Musketeers.
Okay.
And it was actually quite funny for Andy to get
At
mad
time,
at
the Stooges.
Yeah, right? For Andy to get mad at you because we were getting lost and Andy was just like, just stop talking. Just stop talking. I was like, oh God. I was like, oh God.
If we only got pissed at each other one time, I think we did pretty good. For
right?
being in a car for 7 days.
I know.
It's not like we're, Oasis or the Black Crowes brothers or the Kinks.
It was just really funny because I was like, oh God. But then, it ended up being just a great vacation.
Yeah.
I think,
it was awesome.
I loved it. Like, I was like, I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to.
Jen never wants to leave these vacations. We're in the middle of nowhere in Wisconsin. Jen's like, I just don't want to leave. And I'm like, we're really nowhere, Jen. Like,
I don't want to go.
We're like in the middle of farms and there's a lake just sitting there. Like, she's like, I know,
it's awesome.
I'm
like, amazing.
Okay, all right, guys. Well, hey, this was fun. It's fun to reminisce about, fun to fill in kind of like some of the, I'm going to put in obviously some clips of us, when we're talking about some of these locations and everything like that. I don't know how interesting this would be to listen to, but who cares? This is for me. This is for us. This is for us to just timestamp this era, go back and listen to.
People.
We're not going to be able to remember this in like a year anyway. So, so it'll be kind of fun to go back and listen to it if we want to. So,
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, for Jen and Andy, or maybe I should say, and Andy and Jen, my name's Josh, and as always, thank you for being a friend.
Bye, Andy.